Give me 5 minutes to share this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I don't know. Anyways, we're live, and we are going to let this heat up for a minute. Mark, since you are just fresh from slumber, you have the minute to win it. Fill us in. What were your visions about? What were you having dreams about?
I never remember my dreams, but hopefully everybody got out to your comic book shop, got you some books. Hopefully you're not sleeping on the good books.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
Comic Book Church, Comic Book
Yes,
Sabbath.
sir.
Yes, you can
But,
sleep all you want, but you best not be sleeping on them good books.
Preach.
That's what I'm saying.
Get it.
Well, cool, man.
Well,
Hell yeah.
Mark,
Well,
we're
Mark,
at
it's good to
36
see you.
seconds. You got 24 more seconds to go.
Mark, what have you been up to, man? I mean, it's nice to see you guys both. I haven't done a comic book look in a while, I feel like. So it's always nice to be back, talk some comics. Any standouts that you've read recently, Mark?
Absolutely, yeah. There was one I really enjoyed. I was actually gonna lift it up this week. I think the last issue came out last week, but All 8 Eyes. Don't know if anybody's all caught up on that one. I think there's one more issue left, but this has just been phenomenal. Dark Horse puts it out. Just a big arachnid story. I don't know if you can see all the spiders there, but it's like these giant spiders have overtaken New York City, and this homeless man has got like a very personal reasons as to why he's trying to rid the city of them. It's really good.
Heck yeah.
Interesting.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't heard that at all. I saw that on the shelf, but man, I didn't scoop it up. I'll have to check it out when it gets into the collection.
Yeah, highly recommend it.
I do want to show off. I went to a movie last night, and even though Indiana Jones isn't out,
But the hat.
it's a
So cool.
badass hat cup.
Oh yeah, definitely practical.
Yeah, so I'll basically be. This is the only cup I'll probably use for now until eternity. I hear the movie sucks, but you know what? I'll just picture Raiders.
Oh no. All right. Well, I suppose we should open the show on that note. Shout out to cups with lids on them, like fly lids. All right.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Big shout out.
Hey everybody, it's a comic book look. It's your boy John on Demand, aka Johnny Locks up in here, looking so fresh and so clean, and also slightly homeless, but that's okay. We are rocking and rolling today. It's Comic Book Wednesday. I am joined by co-CEO Tom Devine, Midwest Highlander. There can only be one. We'll find out this SuperCon. As it turns out, there isn't a Highlander guest coming. Huh. And of course, you guys, amazing contributor, member of the team, brother from another mother, great from another state. It's Mark, aka the Bagging and Boarding Bad Boy. How the heck are you guys today?
Good.
Good.
Bad. Just kidding.
Wow, that
I'm
was
great.
The whole gamut.
I'm kidding. I'm great. Let's do comic book day. I was telling John before we jumped on, Mark, that I just read. I got my books. Yes, great. Always nice to get new books. But I read 2 books that I had, or 2 graphic novels that I needed to read or has been in my backlog. God, it felt good to catch up, and they were also really fun and good, and it was awesome. So yeah, today is a good day, John. I'm glad to be hanging with you and talking a little bit of comics.
Boom. Well, awesome possum. We really don't have a plan today, you guys, for show itinerary or anything like that. But probably some things to chop it up first. So I guess while we're on the topic of that Indiana Jones Cup, there are a few things in the theater right now of note. So first of all, have we seen Spider-Man, the movie, animated movie thingy?
No.
Across the Spider-Verse. You have not seen it?
I'm going to be so bad because I haven't seen any of these movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Flash, no.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, no. Transformers, no.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I have seen the Wes Anderson movie Asteroid City.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was awesome. It was way better than all these fucking dumb superhero movies. It was a director with an actual vision. He wrote it himself. He didn't spend $100 million on shitty CGI. It didn't look like every other thing that I've seen before. It wasn't just a rehash of things in the past. Well, so it was great, man. So yeah, see better movies than this superhero trash that's out there, boys.
Oh heavens!
So
look at this, you guys. James is coming in clutch on the YouTubes. Good evening, you handsome gents. John's hair is everything right now. Thank you, man. Hell yeah. Hey, I'm catching up to Tom. Finally, it took me how many years? And we used to joke about this, someday I'll have long hair. And Tom's like, okay.
Yeah, I'd be like, whatever. Now it's as long as mine. Now we are tied for sure.
Thank you, James. Wow, that's awesome. On the movie front, I saw the Spider-Verse film. I liked it. I am withholding any formal review though until I see part 2, just because that's the reality is it's half a project. So,
Really, you didn't? It wasn't like enjoyable as one movie. You're not sure of?
So the previous one was
was
everything for me.
Yeah.
It was everything for me. This was not that. This was not bad, and it was loaded with a ton of references. I don't read a lot of Spider-Man, so the significance of a lot of this is like, don't care.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So
I just think the first one was like, it is the best superhero movie that was ever created in my eyes.
Yeah.
Is that movie. I mean, it was so awesome, so innovative,
Yeah.
so fun. You didn't even know shit about Spider-Man beforehand. His thing with his uncle is so heartbreaking.
Right.
Everything was so perfect in that movie. So yeah, I am really excited to see it.
Yeah.
What happened was my daughter went with one of her friends to see it. So
whoa.
yeah, that's breaking the rules.
Grounded
Yeah.
forever.
I agree. So then it's kind of like, God damn it. I got to figure out a way we can go to a movie.
Was it Mabel? Was it Mabel?
Yes, but then Mabel did say, hey, are you guys going to Spider-Verse? Because I want to see it again. So that was her take. And
Are you buying the tickets?
Yeah, she knows that. So that's why she wants to go with
Oh,
me.
no. Is she buying the tickets? Is what you should ask her.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Mark, she just started a job at Starbucks this summer.
Oh, wow.
Boom.
Very cool.
Yep. She's stoked on it, and she's still learning and training and stuff like that. But she worked at a French bakery and coffee place before, so she has a little bit of experience, and she's excited. She really wanted to get in, so now she's got a little bit of money. She can pay for my movie tickets.
Starbucks money.
And yesterday she got her driver's license, so like we're just she's rocking and rolling.
Oh.
She's like an old lady now.
Jeez, wow.
Just
All right. Wow, we're
let
going
me-
in tonight. We're going in. Speaking of Starbucks, I don't know. I know Mark has just the best artistic abilities, but I need more art Starbucks cups in my life. So Mark's still formulating his right now, but if Mabel gets bored at work and wants to draw us a comic book cup and send you a picture,
Yes, dude.
that would be fantastic. So shout out to all the artsy Starbucks cups. And if you're tuning in and you work at a coffee shop or know someone that does, I don't care if it's Caribou, Scooters, whatever. I want artsy coffee cups.
Exactly. That's a ACBL. Come on, let's make it happen.
Let's go. So Mark really set the bar high on this one.
Years ago.
Bro. But yeah, other than that, the other movies haven't seen. Transformers, Flash, not in a rush. I'm probably gonna stream it. It's funny, I posted the question in a comic book look, and at first it was 50-50 on the Flash, should I see it in theaters or not? And then all of a sudden it was like, see it in theaters, see it in theaters, see it in theaters. And I'm just like, I know, but I've heard just so many from people that I think like. I've just heard so many things about it. And I'm like, to me, that's like $13 just for the ticket. And then, of course, I'm fat, so I want to have my popcorn and my soda, and get my inner fat kid happy and just rah, and eat it all right before the movie starts. It's magic. But I literally am like, dude, that's a solid investment that I just can't do right now, especially for Flash. So
Yeah, I mean, whatever, right? I mean, it's just they saw that the Spider-Man movie with old Spider-Man was successful, so they're like, we're going to do that with Batman.
Yeah.
We know that James Gunn is taking this thing over, so does it even matter?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, everybody thought it was going to be like the best movie ever because they let this thing happen, and then everyone's like, it's lackluster.
Yeah.
Who cares? So I just love this. Let's get all these superhero movies to fail. We can move on and start getting better movies.
Just let them sink. That's right. Oh goodness. Well, with that, it is definitely New Comic Book Wednesday. We definitely had a really random week on the wall. I don't know about how you did, Mark. I truthfully don't have that many to talk about. How do we want to do this tonight? We want to just do like 2?
Yeah, let's just do 2. Let me go find. I gotta grab mine.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna
You just doing 2 total or 2 at a time?
just 2 total.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
All right, go first, Mark.
Cool. Let's see here. What do I want to talk about first? This was the first comic I read the cover was awesome. This was Fantasy Comics issue number 1 by Antarctic Press, but the actual comic was not that good. It's probably one of the worst comics I've read all year. It did not look that good inside. That's what it looks like inside.
Okay.
Just a very basic fairy tale comic with princesses and dragons, and I will probably drop this eventually, but man, that cover's freaking rad. But yeah, I'm not really feeling it, unfortunately.
You were just like, oh.
I did see it too, and I looked inside and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna skip this one.
Good
The
choice.
cover is rad though, no
Yup.
doubt about it.
Yeah. Shout out to Fantasy Comics.
Yeah, John, what do you got?
What don't I have? That's a bigger question. So I'm gonna probably do my silver medalist book here first, and I couldn't decide, so I went with the A cover and the cute foil because it's Pink Ranger with some Green Ranger accents on it. I don't know what's going on here. This is Power Rangers Unlimited #1, the Coinless. We see Lord Draken is back, which is fascinating to me. Now, I am beyond behind on my Power Ranger reads. We're talking 20, 25 issues in the main series. So I'm going to probably read that first before I jump into these cuties, or this cutie. I guess it's the same issue. But I'm excited, but I'm also just kind of like, I hope that I can get caught up because there's some amazing content from what I hear in here. And I just want to make sure I do it justice as a Ranger fan. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. I got a Hellboy. Looks to be just a one shot. I checked at the end that it said that, you know, it was done. It's written by Mike Mignola, barely. He doesn't really do anything anymore. But Chris Roberson is, and I'm a big fan of him. So I thought I'd check it out. These have been hit or miss, but sometimes it's just good one shots. I'm looking for one shots. I'm definitely straying away from longer series recently, unless it's just like the few that I like. So these are always a tasty little treat off the wall.
All right, Mark, what you got?
Oh, I picked up also from Dark Horse. This is Christopher Chaos issue #1. James Tynion writing this. First issue, just kind of introducing all your different characters, and it was very well written. The art's really crisp. I think as it progresses, it'll get even better, but not a bad offering here for the first issue.
Nice, that's cool,
dude. Hell yeah.
Am I going next? Shut. Okay.
You're up, Johnny boy.
I was a little diva on this one and couldn't decide. So this is Ghost Rider, my boy, 15, with all the covers that I could get my hands on because I couldn't say no, and I love Ghost Rider. So shut it, Tom. I didn't have that much this week. All right. So
and there's no doubt that in like 6 years you're gonna be like, God, I really need to see cover 3 of Ghost Rider 15 series 17. Oh, thank God I bought it.
Oh my God.
Just kidding, Johnny. I love that you love it, brother. I buy tons of dumb shit too, so no problem. I
did want to give honorable mention here. This one is not like me, but this is Bryn Mawr from IDW. Yeah. Excited to check it out. Interiors look sick. And it's just, I'm fascinated by it. And it's that dark stuff that I'm getting into, especially this fall. Shout out to Comics by Night. Boom. All right. Comics by Night. Echo.
Okay. I was gonna do Fables because that's what I got this week, but I'm gonna do this one. This was from last week. I wasn't in the shop last week because I was out of town, so it was nice to see this, and then I picked it up. I didn't know it was coming out. Jeff Lemire. I don't know if it's gonna be a part of this world. It is, the Bone Archer mythos. So it's a part of this world that they have with graphic novels and a bunch of other stuff, but it's just super horror stuff from Jeff Lemire. I love it. I'm loving Phantom Road right now. I like all this mythos stuff. I'm a Lemire guy. So, when he writes something, I usually put it out. And so, definitely excited to keep that horror story moving.
Cool. That's awesome. So
John, actually, I had a big question about you because I hear that the app you use to catalog all of your comics is perfect. There's nothing, you wanted to let everybody know that there's nothing that could be better, and you're super, super excited about every single element of it. Is that is it?
All right. Yeah, I deserve this. So I was complaining to Tom today at the shop, you guys. I'm heading to Denver Comic Con tomorrow. I'm catching a flight, and the show is Friday through Sunday. I'm flying back Sunday morning, so I'll only be there Friday and Saturday. And when I go to a con, I pay to use Collectors or CLZ app, and I take time to enter my comics in, so that way when con time comes and I have a guest list, I can type in the creator name and it will pull up all of my books that the creator is part of. That's how it should work, right?
Of course.
Right. So
Wait, right?
did not go that way at all this morning. Major creators like Ryan Stegman. I promise you, I have seen that name over and over again. I type his name. I'll actually do it right now. I type his name into my collection, and it brings back a handful of results. It's saying I have about 10 books by him, which is complete nonsense. And then I go through comic book database was what I was using. I was told definitely use League of Comic Book Geeks going forward or whatever it is. But I was cross-referencing lists from the database, and sure enough, I have these books, but in my database, when I click on them, none of the creators were linked up to the books. So I'm just like, who's managing the database then? You know, because it's supposed to pull from a cloud, and usually with newer books, all of that info should be put in there.
Dude, that's bullshit. So, and you're using CLZ and a different one? What did you say?
So, Comic Book Database is the website that I use to cross-reference, because I'm like, obviously, Ryan Stegman's done more than 10 books. You know, let's go see what the other ones are and see if I have them. Sure enough, I did, and then I checked those, and there was nothing. No writers, no artists. Like, the fields weren't even there. And so it was like a shell entry into the database. This
is some bullshit, dude. So I'm in my app right here. So if I have that, is sucks, man. So like if you just want to search all of like my Alan Moore books,
right,
that you can't just do that, huh?
Well, and if you do, I guarantee you're probably going to be like, yeah, I know I have more than this.
Yeah, exactly. It says I have 8 comics of Alan Moore.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you have way more than that.
More, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So to me, it's just frustrating because I am literally paying for nothing right now, and I spend my time filing for absolutely no reason, and that kind of irks me. The mechanic that redeems it here is that this app helps me prevent duplication mostly when I'm shopping for books, like at cons and stuff, and it is up to date. So that is a positive. But just as a customer for CLZ, I'm a little irked about the missing information, and I feel like, especially with newer books, that it should just be able to either be loaded. Diamond sends that stuff to our shop, right? And so, or there's at least 5 million people or whatever using this app, at least 500. Someone has to take the time to do this. Am I right? So I'm kind of confused why all of a sudden there's no creators on here, because that's so important.
Well, yeah, but you know, and another, like, I tried a more popular creator for me, like Jason Aaron. Right. It says that I have like 140 comics of his.
Right.
So it's like maybe
it's inconsistent.
Yeah, that's what it must be. So it's like some they do connect and some they don't connect. Right. That's bullshit. Yeah.
Right. And so I'm just like, I could go through and micromanage this, but you know how much time that would take? That's why I use the app. To save time. And so I'm just like, I don't know. That's my rant of the day. If anyone is using League of Comic Geeks or Collectors and you have had a different experience from this, please let me know in the comments. I am all about making sure I get the biggest bang for my buck. And if I do need to change, I am no stranger to doing repetitive work with this collection of mine, because that's how I did it the first time, to get it all uploaded. But I am pretty disappointed by this, and
yeah, it's just weird. I mean, I would almost god damn it, because this app has been awesome, so that sucks to hear that's
and it's just something to keep an eye on, because it's like, I don't know about you, Tom, but I don't want to have to enter in all this stuff every comic I buy. I have to.
No, I like to scan the barcode. Yeah. So and then it should have it all in there for me.
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
So it's something that I caught. It's a little frustrating, and maybe it's like the 90s books or something. I don't know. Like I'm going to probably take a look when I enter in some new books here and see how it behaves. But it was kind of a shell shock for me. Every other con I've been to, CLZ has been my boy. Like, I type in my stuff, boom, you have X, Y, and Z. But then it makes me wonder, did I miss out on other books?
Yeah. What's
know?
Ryan Stegman? He's a Marvel guy, right? He does
Yeah.
all the Marvel books. So
Yep.
I would assume you have tons, right? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Didn't he do a lot of the Absolute Carnage and all those events with
Yeah.
Don Cates?
Yeah. And so it's like, come on, man. So that's my rant. Very nicely put. I wasn't very nice earlier today. I used a lot of fun language before I went to work. But it's just you expect to have a streamlined process when you're preparing for a show as an attendee, and this was not that. And I feel really bad. I'm going with a buddy, and I literally have one book that I'm going to get signed because I got so frustrated.
Mhm.
And I wanted to share my one book. Greg Land is going to be there, and I get to get my Legion of Monsters Werewolf by Night signed.
Nice.
So
That's
I'm
pretty
very
cool.
excited about that.
Yeah.
The perk to this, though, is that I won't have to wait in a lot of lines with one book to get signed. And so instead, I'm probably going to hit up a lot of short box, long boxes, and see if I can find some good stuff. Instead.
That's
So,
awesome. That'll
yeah.
be great.
So yeah, that is my rant. I am very excited about DenverCon. I'm going to shop the comic that I'm working on around as well, which Tom got to see that today, the demo book. So
yeah,
shout out,
congrats on that, man. So
shout
cool.
out to Bamboo Panel Studios. Give us a follow. This is our comic book right now, and this is just the prototype. I will show you guys quick pencils, and that is it. I can't show too much more on here, or I'll get in trouble. But it's turning out really well. We're 2 pages away from being done with pencils. Inking is up next. Coloring, we're 5 pages in, fully colored right now. And we're going to rock it this summer and get it done and hope for a fall release. So very exciting.
So cool, John. I'm just so happy for you guys. I hope the release goes well, and all the comic book lookers will get a copy.
Sure.
I should see about doing an ACBL variant. That'd be funny.
You're all I mean, we can tell with your Ghost Rider buying, you love variants.
So. I do love variants. So, but yeah, that is my rant. I am excited for DenverCon though. Shout out to Sean, who was on our show. Sean Leslie was on our show when there were 6 of us a few weeks ago. And him and I are gonna rock it out there and have a ton of fun. Shout out to JJ's Comic and Art. I'm gonna have a chance to help out at the booth there with John Jesperson. So Pat Gleason and Maria Wolf Lopez will be on deck doing art, signing, and stuff. And so I'll get to help out at that booth too and be like, "What up?" So be all awkward and weird like I am. Probably have the Jesus hair down. It's fine.
Yes.
But it'll be a good time. I'm just excited to get out there and make some connections. The other thing I wanted to say though regarding the comic book, I recently did this trip down to Wichita for a family reunion, and I just wanted to recognize the shops that were so freaking welcoming along the way. So Starfighter Comics in Sioux City, amazing. Legendary Comics in Omaha, love you guys. Rainbow Comics, Lincoln, Nebraska, boom. And then down in Wichita, Prairie Dog Comics, amazing human beings. I literally said, I'm working on a comic book, and they're like, dude, we're in. And I was like, but I have the art to show you. I want to show you at least. And that was a lot of fun. I also met a local creator down there and got his books. He actually signed them for me. So shout out to Jason Everett and Kid Chaos from Super Earth Entertainment. So looking forward to reading those and getting connected with him. And he's looking at tabling at SuperCon next year. So
that's really cool. Nice work, Johnny.
Yeah. So life is good on my side. But again, you guys follow Bamboo Panel Studios at Instagram, at Twitter, at Facebook. We will have a new comic strip dropping tomorrow that we just finished in about 24 hours as of today. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to see it, baby. It's going to be exciting.
It'll be
awesome. Like your last drop. So,
yeah. Well, that's all I had on my side, you guys.
Well, hell yeah, John. Before we shut it down, I did want to say that the book that I read was Night Fever by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. It came out a few weeks ago, but I finally had a chance, rip that plastic off and get it through. And I just, I have all the Lawless books, and I think we're on Lawless 5 or 6 now, and they're my favorite thing in comics. It's just like truly amazing storytelling, and it's done by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. And so I was really excited for the next Lawless book. And so when this actually hit the shelf, as excited as I was for this, I was kind of disappointed. Like, man, I could have used another California, crime noir. But then do you think this disappointed in any way? No, it was like a perfect palate cleanser. These guys are so good. The style's so well. They have, Sean Phillips does the art, but he has his son Jacob Phillips do all the color, who I like from that Texas, God damn it, I can't remember what it's called, but that Texas crime book that I always rant.
Is it Stillwater?
No, that's another one.
Texas Blood?
Yes, that Texas Blood. So he's the main artist on that, and then he does color on this, and then he also does art on New Burn. So I mean, that dude's a busy ass dude. Whatever his name is, Jacob Condon, I think is his name. Yeah, Jacob Phillips, excuse me. And so, anyway, I just think that this was so good. If you do read Lawless and you thought maybe you weren't gonna skip this one because it's not a Lawless book, like, don't do that. You'd be sadly mistaken. It's definitely different, little darker, little like different vibes, not the same California vibes. But yeah, definitely check it out. Worth it. I loved it so much. So yeah, high recommendation. And then actually I got image number 12 here, but it has this Old Guard issue, and I hadn't read it. So this was I love Old Guard, got made into a Netflix TV show. It's a Greg Rucka book. These image are just anthologies. This is the last one, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. So I dropped them depending on who was making it. But I saw this, and it came out a few months. This came out like a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. But if I finally read it, and god damn it, dude, this shit blows me away. It's like so touching. It's how this team gets together. There's a couple on their team, and they cannot die. If they get killed, they will regenerate, and they've lived hundreds of years together and thinking they're the only people like that. And then they meet these other people, and they can't believe that they're all in the same ballpark or whatever. And it's just such a cool moment because I've read all of these other books, which they're such a close tight knit team. And so it's crazy that all probably tons of Old Guard fans like me who read the graphic novels or, get the floppies, they're definitely going to miss this little story that is in issue 12 of Image. And so I would say if you like Old Guard, dude, definitely worth picking that up because it's 6-7 pages. It's a short story, but damn, it is so good.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Mark, you got anything you want to lift up, dog?
Oh, just that All Eight Eyes, like I was talking about earlier. I think that's a really solid book from this year. One of the best comics I've read in 2023.
Strong words. One of the best comics you've read. Nice.
I stand by that.
Okay, I'll get it for sure then. That's awesome, man. Well, cool, John. I think we're good, brother.
Heck yeah. I unfortunately haven't read too much recently because I have been power filing all my scary books. The horror collection continues to grow, and everybody is now in Mylar bags and looking sharp AF. So feeling good there. But yeah, I'm so excited for this trip coming up, you guys. Definitely follow along. I'll post some fun stuff on a comic book look for sure. Otherwise, check me out on Bamboo Panel Studios. And then coming up next Friday already is the video shoot part 1 for Comics by Night. So that'll be a ton of fun as well. So it is just raining greatness right now and insanity. I'm so dumb for doing all this, and yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I can't wait to see it. Shout out to the boys.
I hope that it all just magically comes together. But shout out to Casey and Sam from Screams from the Basement podcast. Give them a listen. They are leading this video project, and I am literally there to look pretty and do what they tell me to do. So yeah, so it'll be amazing. Oh yeah. Oh, James, thank you. Cannot wait for that one, John. Yes. And James, good to see you. I haven't talked to you in a minute. But with that, you guys, we are a Comic Book Look, proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics. If you're in the Sioux Falls area, you can come see me Wednesday through Saturday, 42nd and Minnesota Avenue. Or if you're in the Lincoln, Nebraska area, come say hi to Taylor and team. They are amazing. Store is looking sharp. I was just there this last weekend, and just fantastic all around. So definitely recommend checking them out. But we'll go ahead and shut it down here, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And if you're catching the replay, thank you so much for supporting us. We are nearing a very pinnacle day in 3 days. the next episode we'll have to do something momentous. It's our 12-year anniversary, which is insane for a comic book look. Bum, bum, bum.
Is it
But
really? That's awesome. I'm
yeah,
excited.
this is nuts. This is freaking nuts. But we are just so thankful for the continued support, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging with us over the weeks, months, years, however long you've been tuning in. Yep, we'll be back with you hopefully next week, but we are on summer operating protocols, and you know the drill with that. We fake it till we make it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The day after 4th of July, that would be next week, right? Nah, that's probably not going to make it.
What? All right, we have a big announcement that we're probably.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Rob.
have to make it, so I'll
Or-
have to make it no matter what. I will be there.
Okay.
Don't worry, John.
Okay.
I'll just be tired, a little hungover from 4 days of river and partying, but that's okay. I will make it because I am really excited for that episode. We do got exciting news, so
Yes, and we should come up with fun activities to
for sure.
to welcome him.
Whoa!
But
Yeah,
more to come. That was an unintentional spoiler. I'm so sorry, you guys.
we
but-
had Easter eggs for those who stayed to the end.
Right. Bum, bum, bum. Anyways, you can find us on the socials @ John on Demand, for myself @ Tom Stu Divine, and Mark is @ Mark C Shelton 1.
Yep. On
Did I
Twitter,
get it?
Mark C. Shelton 1.
Okay, I'm just
Any
gonna
other
put
social
one in
media,
there.
Mark C. Shelton.
Boom. Just gotta
There
have
can't
this.
be too many Mark C. Sheltons.
Yeah.
Totally not.
Just search it.
Yeah, and if there are, you don't have time for that. Yeah, you only need the one and only comic book Buddha. So cool. All right, well, everybody have an excellent week in comics, and you guys know the drill is always on a comic book look. We keep it comics, but then I pass it to Mark and say,
Bagging and boarding's never boring.
boom, and we'll be with you guys hopefully next week, but TBD. So have a good one, and we'll see you soon. Bye,
Boom.
buddies. And then I hit the stop